Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and we have a whole bunch of brand new Kizer models, so let's get to them. So the first one is the new Kizer Sparrow, which is a black bird design, 154 CN blade steel. Now this blade, it's just the coating on the blade, I believe, and they just didn't coat that little part, so it looks like a San Mai, but it's not, you know, it isn't a San Mai, it's just 154 CN with a coating on it. But really cool look. And it has flipping action, and the flipping action works really good. The flipper tab is nice and comfortable, well jimped. It kind of angles down so it gives you like a place to put your finger. Good access to the lock bar, nice and smooth on the drop. Easy reverse flick because the whole deployment lands in a pretty good spot. The ergonomics are, I can just get a 4-finger grip, so it's packed, it's tight. It's not a big knife, it's more of a smaller size knife, but they're pretty cool. And, you know, this is just the first impressions, and yeah, not bad. I will say one thing, I really like Kizer's MICARTA, man. They do such a good job on this MICARTA. It's very textury, very fabricy, you know, it feels like cloth, and you gotta appreciate that if that's the type of MICARTA you like. There's all different kinds of MICARTA. This is just one example of this type of MICARTA and it being done well. Next is the new Clairvoyant. Now, if you remember, I unboxed the premium Clairvoyant, which uses S35VN, titanium, and carbon fiber, but it also has steel liners, titanium milled pocket clip, and back spacer. Has a little, the logo back there of the designer, and this is really awesome. Very fidgety, nice ergos, like it's slim, but man, it's actually very comfortable, and I love a good sheep's foot blade. Now this one offers it in a more affordable option. Same blade shape, same everything pretty much, except for now instead of titanium, it's brass, and instead of carbon fiber, we have this MICARTA, which I actually like a little bit more. I'm wondering if I can swap these. Anyways, it looks really good. Titanium milled pocket clip still. The back spacer on this one is the burlap MICARTA, and this is actually pretty decent burlap MICARTA. 154 CM instead of S35, but again, nice, smooth, fidgety action. And the ergos, super comfortable. This is a pretty cool knife. I like this one quite a bit. So that is the Kizer Clairvoyant. Man, these things are fidgety. But yeah, the blade shape is definitely a useful blade shape for EDC. Now, the next one is... this is the Kizer KOBOLD II. And I gotta say, I like this one a lot. One, it is extremely smooth. It has that same MICARTA we already talked about. Nice texture to it. It's very grippy. It's definitely gonna patina or age because it is that kind of MICARTA. We have front flipping action, 154 CM blade steel, good access to the lock bar. Look at that access. Good access to the lock bar, stupid smooth. Good access to the whole deployment. It's not, I'm not gonna say very light, but it's got a lighter detent, but you want it. You want the lighter detent because of the type of front flipper it has, which makes for perfect detent with the reverse flick. In many cases, I like a nice strong detent, but this one has a real good feel to it with the amount of tension this detent has. At least on my example. So, anyways, ergonomics are insanely good. This, if you look, it goes a little bit slimmer to thicker, and man, it's a handful. It is a handful in a good way. I could bear down on this thing. Utility cuts are going to be good. You see, you have this little dip in the 154 CM blade, so maybe that'll help you with a little bit of control out towards the tip. Not a big fan of the sharpening tool and plunge grind. I do like the way the liner lock is done. I love the access. Stupid smooth. Not an inset clip. No. We have a deep carry clip with flat screws that's not reversible. Man, they should have made that reversible because this is a great option for lefties being a liner lock. Looks like internal stop pins. Yep, internal stop pins. And yeah, I think this one's going to be a popular one. It's very good. I like this one quite a bit. Let's get to the next two. Now the next two are fixed blades. We have a Tonto fixed blade here, called the Elgon in D2 seal. Extremely comfortable ergonomics. We have a drop point in D2 called the KABOX, something like that, KABOX. And you can see they're both the same designer, same micarta, really nice micarta. This one has the karambit ring, as you can see, so it's going to be maybe a little bit more for self-defense. However, I can get a full 4-finger grip without putting my pinky in the ring, which I do appreciate. So this is going to be a cool little EDC knife. You have a nice big amount, or a lot of belly right there. Now this one, I gotta say, this, you know, it kind of reminds me of a self-defense knife a little bit. You have a little bit of a finger guard, not really though, so some people might be worried about slipping up the blade. I personally wouldn't be, because one, the depth, the thickness, and the texture of the micarta is very grippy, so I would have no problem sticking with this thing or stabbing with it. However, I gotta say, if a Tonto was ever going to be good at hunting, being a hunting knife, this would be it. The way this front end goes, you could totally use this end to skin and things like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's somewhat of a, I'm not going to say Persian, but it kind of trails up just a little bit, but then it's still a Tonto. It's pretty cool how they did that. Like I said, extremely comfortable. This could be a fantastic EDC knife. Now this one, obviously, like we said, a little bit more self-defense oriented, but really good geometry. Gets down nice and thin, nice huge broad blade, beautiful broad blade. This thing would pass through materials really good. Now this handle is not as thick and robust as this one, but it's still very comfortable and still works out really good. And the karambit ring is pretty good. The sheaths are, like, this one's really strong. Almost too strong. Not too strong, but it is very strong. So this one's also really good. Great sheaths. These ones have belt loops, so you can carry them scout carry. But anyways, I think these are pretty cool. Anyways, there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.